Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Just Interesting podcast, the weekly show boldly pushing the boundaries of what can be considered interesting content. This week, as our main topic, we'll be discussing the many mysteries surrounding the life and untimely death of the cultural icon Marilyn Monroe. And joining me, Alex, this week, as always, it's Robin and Martin. Now,
Hello.
Martin, straight out the gate,
yes.
really simple general knowledge question for you. Easy,
Oh, God.
easy.
It's begun already.
How many windows are there in New York City?
In the whole of the city?
Really quick, just need an answer.
10.6 million.
Ooh, pretty close. Not bad, actually. 32.75 million is the estimate. So,
Okay.
So pretty far off, but fair enough. Robin.
Well, yeah. Didn't say a billion or anything.
We come to Robin. Robin,
Mm-hmm.
how are you this week? You all right?
I'm all right, thanks. I'm nervous now. You just put mine on the spot.
Oh, no.
I
What's
just
coming up
to put
next?
Martin on the spot. You're fine. You're okay. I'm
Nice.
not going to put you on the
Nice.
spot. Don't worry. But
I have no quiz victories, so I'm safe.
Wait, no, you do have a quiz victory. You've got one quiz
Do I?
victory. Yeah.
Oh.
It's 2-1. If
Alex.
you look behind you, Robin. Look on the wall that is definitely there.
Of
behind
course.
you.
Yes,
You
the
actually won
wall
last
behind me. Yeah, I did. Oh, thank you.
You did indeed.
I mean, sorry. Well done. No.
well done. Well done.
confused.
Robin. Congratulations.
We're living in a virtual world and nothing is real.
So, since the start of this season, we like to start each episode of the Just Interesting podcast with a riddle. So stick around to the end of the episode to find out the answer. But, fellas, your riddle this week is this.
Ooh.
Okay.
What do you throw out when you want to use it, but take in when you do not want to use it? I'll say it again. What do you throw out when you want to use it, but take in when you don't want to use it? And if you know the answer, feel free to write it in the comments, but you might want to hold off. Keep the mystery to yourself for a little while. But think
That's a
of
tricky
that.
one.
But think of that as we go on through the podcast, and I'll tell you the answer at the end. But before we jump into our main discussion this week, I just wanted to say that if you're listening to this on a podcast platform like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, did you know that we host these podcasts live over at Just Interesting on YouTube? Come and chat to us every Monday, not every day, every Monday.
Every day.
See that? You can tell it's live. At 9 p.m. BST or 3 p.m. I think EST for our friends across the pond.
It depends on the time zone. I think
we're about to
what
change.
It's only
Charles,
EST. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about to go into
Charles.
regular GMT.
Yeah, boy.
You could be as cool as some of the people in the chat right now, like Swifto, Hey Now Paulie, Andy Jones, Paul Atwall, and Aaron Lee. You could be as cool as all these people. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to the stream. But before we jump into the main topic, of course, we've got to talk about some of the things that we've learned this week.
Ooh.
Now, Robin, I'm going to come to you first. What have you learned this week?
Well, today, this very day, I discovered a story that was sent to me, actually, by a long-time listener and good friend of the channel. You may remember Justin, and he sent me a story.
Who's Justin? I don't remember
Justin.
anyone called Justin. No, of course I remember Justin.
You remember Justin. And he sent me a story from 2019 about an Arizona man called Jim Stauffer who sued a company. Sorry, shouldn't laugh. He sued a company after he found out that his mother's body, which was donated to science when she died,
Oh dear.
was given to the military and blown up.
I
It's part
remember
of the-
this.
Oh, their research.
I mean, that's patriotic 101, right?
I vaguely remember this story. Yeah, this is a.
Oh, silly cat.
I didn't
This is
see this at the time. Yeah. So he sued them in 2019, but it happened back in 2016, I think.
Yeah.
When she died, and it was sold for scientific research given to this company, and then actually sold by the company to the military for blast testing.
They sold it.
Yeah,
So they made a profit out of.
They did. So
Donated.
it was a bit of a
That's
scandal,
worse than blowing
apparently.
it up, really.
Yeah, it's an unregulated industry, or at least it was at the time. I don't know what the current status is. But yeah, and the company actually had folded in 2019. So he was suing the owners of a non-existent company.
Right.
Reuters did a kind of what do you call it, like an expose in
Yeah.
2016 on the industry of taking free donations from people's bodies and body parts, and then just selling them for profit. And but apparently we got some details on what happened. Apparently her name was Doris, by the way. Doris was strapped in a chair on some sort of apparatus, and a detonation took place underneath her to get an idea of what the human body goes through when a vehicle is hit by an IED.
America. Wait, was this in America?
That is horrible.
It was in America. Yeah, this was in Arizona. Yeah.
Okay. Have the results of him suing them happened yet? What was
I tried to find out, and I couldn't. Sadly, the media are not reporting the results of his lawsuits.
I need to know if justice was done.
I know. I genuinely tried to find out, but it's not readily available online. And because it was late 2019, it was around this time of year, 2019, that this story broke. I wonder if the pandemic and COVID kind of delayed the lawsuits.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe.
I mean, technically, was that in the name of science? It's an experiment of sorts, isn't it?
Mm.
So, I mean, I imagine there aren't certain conditions about, it has to be a certain type of science. But then again, I mean, it's bad, and it's undignified.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a scientific research into how, I don't know, scavenging birds pick away at a body, it's not that much more dignified, is it really? Let's be honest.
No, which is what the FBI do all the time, don't they, for forensics?
Yeah.
He claimed that when they were signing the donor's form, they checked the box that said medical tests involving explosions were not okay.
Right.
So
that sounds pretty.
That sounds
clear.
like a clear breach of.
That's an open and shut case, right there.
Yeah, I imagine so.
I mean, you imagine when you're donating your body to science, it's going to be used in drug treatments or something that's going to help the world, not help the US military.
Yeah, help the US military find out what happens when a bomb explodes underneath a person. Yeah. It seems a bit kind of like.
Do they need to?
The answer's obvious. Do you need? Yeah.
Yep. Blow it up.
Yeah. You've got that.
That's what I thought would happen, but now we know.
You've got that mad scientist who's just like
a novelty pencil just ticks in a giant box. Yep. Body blows up.
What happens when a 50-ton sledgehammer is dropped on 20 people standing in a row and they're all wearing tutus? Doctor, is this going to happen in Afghanistan? It might do. It might do.
We need to be sure.
We need to be sure. Those valleys, anyone could rig up a sledgehammer to swing through those valleys. Anyway, what did you learn this week?
Yes, Martin. What have you learned this week?
I learned about a bloke who spent 2,995 days consecutively at Disneyland in Anaheim, in America. So that's 8 years, 3 months, and 13 days. This guy called Jeff Wrights. He went to Disneyland every day, and so he was a local, and the staff obviously got to know him. I wonder if he got to know the people inside the suits properly over that many times.
No, they never break character, do they? They're not allowed to.
No.
They're probably terrified of him. That he was trying to get to know them, and they're like, "Oh, please leave me alone."
So this guy who went to Disneyland every day for 8 years. Thought it was just a bit of a laugh when he first went with a friend, was unemployed at the time. So I think he's an ex-army vet. And so he went there, he was unemployed at the time, went there on New Year's Eve in 2011 and just thought, yeah, I like this. It's a good escape. I really like the excitement and the adventure, and he likes the rides. In fact, his favorite ride was the Matterhorn, apparently.
Oh.
And so he just loved everything about it, and so went there, and he was hoping to reach 3,000 consecutive days. So he got to 2,995, and then the parks were closed because of the pandemic.
No,
yeah. So he was 5 days off, and so he stopped going, of course, because he had to, and then he started to feel depressed because. And he had difficulty getting out of bed because it got him out of bed every day. The excitement and the people, he was there for the people. Ultimately, he liked being surrounded by everyone and seeing happy faces and lots of smiling faces, which I imagine probably would wear off a little bit if you actually worked at one of these parks.
Yeah.
But he liked that. He sort of liked seeing the kids have a good time. And so it wasn't just about the rides, but it was about the people he met along the way. But apparently he is thinking that he probably won't get this annual pass again, because he was like, he's taking time out and he's like, yeah, that was a good part of my life, but I'm going to move on to something new and do something different. And so he's no longer, well, he's probably not going to go back and become a annual member. But I just wanted to ask you guys, like, and the people at home, how many days do you think you could live before it comes like some kind of Black Mirror nightmare of being in a theme park every day for your life?
I'd hate that.
Yeah, quite.
But firstly, I don't know, do you guys
short
like
amount of
theme
time.
parks?
I mean, I was lucky enough to do the whole Disney thing as a kid. I got taken to Disney World, and I loved it, obviously. But now thinking back, just how busy it was, how the crowds were, I think it's kind of an introvert's nightmare, isn't it? Your social batteries just get drained instantly by all the crowds and everyone. No, I think I'd last maybe 2 weeks before throwing in the towel.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
He must have, like, some of those days he just walked in, hung around for like 10 minutes and then walked out just to tick it off the list.
Yeah, potentially. Although apparently, according to the article, he had been on oh no, this is another person. There's a bloke who has the record for going on a particular ride 10,000 times. But that sounds like a story for another time.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah, that is a long time. Yeah, I don't know. Because when I was a kid, my parents went to Disneyland in Paris. But this is in Anaheim, which I think is a bit smaller than Disney World, which is that the one you went to?
Yeah,
Alex?
Yeah, the one in America.
In like Florida, yeah.
Florida.
This one's in Anaheim. I think it's a fair bit smaller than the one in Disney World. So there's a limited amount you can do over, I guess, 8 years. No, sorry, I was saying.
I'm sure you could probably do all of the rides in the big one as well over 8 years.
You might be able to. You'd hope so. But my parents got us the annual pass for all of the theme parks in the UK for like a year. And so as like a year, must have been like 8 or 9. And we went, I'd say we probably ended up going like every other weekend. But the excitement when you're 8 or 9 years old is just like overwhelming for going to theme parks as many times as you like. It feels like it feels like you're going free, right? And so that was great. But I think after a year, my mum was definitely done with it because she doesn't particularly like rides or roller coasters. But I think we all enjoyed just seeing us have fun. And I guess that's what this guy was doing too, wasn't he? Yeah. Seeing the kids have fun. But yeah, apparently they closed down like the annual program for Disneyland after the pandemic.
People were
maybe it was oversubscribed. I think probably people when they come back as well, like numbers were higher because people were like, let's go back and
Well, there was that other.
I don't know if they've opened it up.
I remember there was that other story where a guy bought the annual pass because it made economic sense. Because then
for lunch,
he was
wasn't
eating there like 3 times a day.
Yeah, he saved money by buying the pass.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At Disney World, yeah.
Fair play. But anyway, it's not a crazy story, but it's I thought it was quite amazing. 3,000 days he was aiming for, and almost got there.
I could die. Why would you do that?
Close.
Don't understand that.
It's like the bloke who has Christmas every day.
Yeah.
We've
got a couple of
nuts.
Yeah, the pandemic probably like just snapped him out of it. Like, okay, that was probably what he needed in a weird way, you know. Otherwise, he'd still be going there every single day. No way of stopping it.
How do you change your habits once you've done it for that long?
Needed a global pandemic to stop you from going there.
Camera Shy Coco, hello, in the chat says, I went to Disneyland when I was 2. I don't remember it and have no desire to. Most definitely don't want to go again. And Casual Gamer, hey, says, never been to a theme park. Looking forward to going with my own kids, though. Well, once I have kids, that is. Never been to a theme park. Wow. That's impressive.
Well, even like sorry. You're probably going to say the exact same thing I was going to say.
I was going to say the local traveling fate. You know, they get those circus things that come around with the little mini roller coasters.
Yeah, well, those mini seaside ones we have in the UK. Southend on Sea, Peter Pan's Land represent. Yeah.
For about 2 weeks per year, 2 weeks per year, it's very like busy and full of families. You're like, this is great. And then the rest of the year is just ultimately incredibly depressing.
You think it's great when there's loads of people around?
Well, no, but it's like kids are having fun and everyone's having fun. And then you go to Hastings in November and it's like, oof, okay, like the rides are closed, ice creams, everything's like closed on the seafront. And it's like,
it's very dystopian. Yeah, when you go to an empty theme park, I grant you that. But neither one's good for me. Whether it's full or empty, it's just not good. Not good places.
No. What did you learn this week, Robin?
Well, Robin's already gone, but I'll go.
Already
next.
gone. It's Alex's turn.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I don't know. Well, a weird kind of coincidence of someone doing something constantly every single day. There's a weird running theme between the two, but it's
I feel like you two do this quite a lot. You're in sync. Your minds are one.
I mean, that's where the similarities between what we've learned this week's end entirely. So I learned about an Italian professor, physician, and physiologist named Santorio.
He went to Disneyland every day.
His name was Santorio. And for 30 years, every single day, he weighed all of the food that he consumed and all of the bodily fluids he excreted every single day for 30 years. This was in the 1700s, I believe. So like ages and ages ago. And this was the first ever study on insensible perspiration, or what we know as today metabolism. And this guy's lived a pretty cool life, but that's the kind of crazy experiment he did over the course of his life. This 30 years, imagine that.
Yeah.
Weighing and he constructed this weird chair that he did all of this weighing in. So he sometimes slept in it. He was trying to measure like his body weight. Just keep on track of like everything that he's consumed and understand because the body fluctuates in weight all the time, based on so many factors that back then we just didn't really understand. So he was like, why am I excreting less than what I'm consuming? And his conclusion from this was that, quote, insensible perspiration is either made by the pores of the body, which is all over perspirable and covered with skin like a net, or it is performed by respiration through the mouth, which usually in the space of 1 day amounts to about the quantity of 1/2 pound, as may plainly be made appear by breathing upon a glass. He's saying like just breathing exerts 1/2 pound every day, which I don't think is right. I think it's
unlikely. Yeah,
but I think he was right in some elements.
It's a bit, isn't it?
But
not that much. Yeah.
And I think he was very significant in like medicine and science for bringing in like quantitative data collection. I think he was one of the first people that ever really did this sort of experiment. And he's celebrated as the father of experimental physiology. So Santorio.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool.
He was
I feel like that golden age. He did. That golden age of scientists who committed themselves the way magicians commit themselves to that one trick. That's brilliant. Like the fella I mentioned him in that video I made a few months ago about fingerprinting, the history of fingerprinting. There was that that British man in India, I think, who, for whatever reason, he wanted to know if his fingerprints were changing over time. So he sampled his fingerprints every day of his life for decades, and inadvertently created this invaluable document for forensic scientists in the future. Because when he was doing that, fingerprinting wasn't even a thing.
Wow! Yeah.
He was just like, I've got this print on my fingers. I'm gonna see if they change over time. Yeah, that kind of thing. But I love the fact that he built a chair. I wonder if that's one of those things where one day, he's sitting there at breakfast, he's eating. He's like, I wonder if everything I'm eating will come out. And then he does it that one day, and it doesn't quite add up. And then it suddenly becomes an obsession. And everyone he knows is just like, Santorio, what are you all right? He's like, I've got to know. I've got to know.
You could easily think you're going mad though if you miscalculate, forget something. Like,
You'd think
what
though
the
that like
hell is it? Like, what's the reason for this?
you'd think though that I don't know what was his end goal, because like 10 years should be plenty of time. 10 years, like less than 10 years, 1 year would be fine.
Yeah.
30 years, then that's you're into obsession territory, almost into a fetish territory, I'd say. Like that's. I wonder if he had interns doing this for him and like weighing his shit.
I can see why. I can see how it happens though, because once you started, unless you set a hard endpoint, and at that point, there's no reason to set an endpoint, right? Because you've already formed the habit, like the fella in Disneyland. You're like, I've already formed the habit. Why would I stop today?
Exactly, it's my routine now.
Yeah. I know I can do it, so I'm going to do it.
Bring your waist to the table to weigh it on our kitchen scales, please.
No, that's for sugar. That's for sugar, Santorio.
Just a correction, this wasn't in the 1700s. He was born in 1561 and died in 1636. So 1561. So it's quite old for the time.
I was going to say that was the other thing I was going to say. Like, this is a big chunk of his life for people those in them days.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's actually, if you look into it, it's actually more common than you might think. There is a general trend. A lot of people in what we consider to be the unhealthy past were quite long-lived, into their 70s, 80s. Some people made it into their 90s. And usually they're well-off rich people who live fairly good lives. And it's
scientists.
The averages are dragged down. We have this concept
because they don't have anything else to do.
Exactly. But we have this concept of the past, like, people didn't live long in those days. Just like poor people didn't live long in those days.
Yeah, and that brings the average way down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously there were lots of diseases and causes of death that aren't a problem now, which would kill rich people as well, before their time, you might say. But I just want to say that because it's something I'm always coming across where every few days do that typical Wikipedia rabbit hole thing of, I'm going to look up this thing, and then you find out the person behind it, and you're like, oh my gosh, they lived ages.
Yeah.
And actually, when you do it enough times, you're like, actually, everyone lived ages back then if they were wealthy.
If they have a Wikipedia,
if you're famous, you probably did. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically, if you're that important. Yeah.
Dear. The mean has messed it up. Basically, if you go by the median, you'd see all these people, but all the millions and millions of peasants have weighed the average or the average rating down.
Idiots.
Notable exception, Jesus Christ, obviously, died at 33, dragging the average down.
Bringing the average down,
Letting us down, Jesus.
But that was what I learned this week. So thank you, fellas, for telling me some things that I'd never heard of this week. Although I had heard of yours, Robin. I remember that story from a couple of years ago.
I'm glad to know.
But thank you both. So shall we discuss our main topic of the week? Shall we move on to our main discussion? Speaking about Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Okay, so Marilyn Monroe was the most captivating, glamorous movie star of her time, and her 1962 death at the far too young age of 36 remains one of Hollywood's most tragic losses.
And bring the average down.
Bring the average down. And that's why rumors surrounding her death and the belief that her passing was somehow more nefarious than it appeared to be on the surface have persisted all this time. There are a lot of secrets and mysteries surrounding her life, and a lot of this is explored in a new film. Is that right, Robin? Blonde?
This is true.
Netflix?
Blonde, yeah.
When did this come out?
Last week.
Recent, isn't it?
Yeah, it's caused a bit of a stir because it's a very unconventional and controversial take on the biopic format. But it's based on a book that was published in the year 2000, I think. And it's not, I started watching it, and it's beautifully filmed and very well made and well acted. But it's not a casual Saturday evening.
It's a bit grim.
Fun watch. It's a little grim. Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard it's actually. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was going to say it got me thinking, and I'm glad you fellas were interested to talk about Marilyn as well, because there are mysteries.
It's one of those things though that I've heard that the film is actually quite controversial in some of its representations of her life. Like some of it's a bit not true or inspired by her life, but it's
Yeah, I think anybody watching Blonde, not knowing anything about Marilyn Monroe's life in particular, might be led to believe that she had a very, abusive affair with President John F. Kennedy, for starters. That's one thing I think that the film really goes into, which isn't necessarily true, because this is a mystery. And in fact, no one's really sure if she had an affair with President John F. Kennedy, even though I think it's a pop culture thing that everybody feels they know happened. But there may even be more evidence to suggest that she had an affair with his brother, Robert Kennedy, Attorney General and later Senator. So as far as looking into it, it seems that all the rumors about her affair with JFK started just a few months before her death in May 1962. When she famously sang "Happy Birthday" to the president.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, iconic.
And she was, in what's called a nude dress, where it's figure hugging and it's the color of skin. So people thought she walked on stage, and people thought, "Oh my gosh, is she naked?" But she wasn't. She was just wearing a flesh-colored dress, and she sang this very sultry rendition of "Happy Birthday" and "Mr. President," and she was introduced on. Thank you. She was introduced on stage by Peter Lawford, the actor who was part of the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. And I'm pretty sure he was the brother-in-law of the Kennedys, but he was also, as a Hollywood actor, a friend of Marilyn Monroe. So immediately, people thought, "Wait a second, Peter Lawford is on stage introducing his good friend Marilyn Monroe. She's doing this really sultry." Song version of "Happy Birthday" for the president. Something's going on there. And that was just a couple of months before she died, in August, I think. August the 4th, 1962 is when she died. That seems to be the start of the rumors, at least popularly, about her affair with JFK. But this immediately became more important, I think, when she died under mysterious circumstances, which I'm sure we'll talk about, because obviously unexplained death of a young, famous person who seems to have everything. Immediately, conspiracy bells are going to start ringing. And one of the obvious things that people claimed was, oh, she was close to the Kennedys. She knew too much. She had to be silenced. And before she died, J. Edgar Hoover himself actually initiated an FBI investigation into whether or not she was having an affair with JFK. And despite J. Edgar Hoover, who, is the commander of the FBI, incredible resources at his disposal. Despite that, there's only one known photograph of JFK and Marilyn Monroe together, taken by the official White House photographer, Cecil Stoughton, on the day at the event where she sang "Happy Birthday" to JFK. So
I didn't realize there was only that one picture. Oh, also,
that's the
Robin,
only.
I'd just like to interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Tim Kelly has in the chat has just donated $20 to us. So thank you so much, Tim Kelly. That's amazing.
Well, that's amazing.
Whoa.
And he says, "Gentlemen,
thank you, Tim.
I just have one question: Is Dick Turpin in these woods?" Oh, amazing, amazing.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing.
That's so kind.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Robin.
No, it's fine. So even the FBI investigation, and there's no classified. As in, what files exist are known, and there's nothing that's been suppressed, really. So even that couldn't find a trace of an affair with JFK. But in the mid-'80s, some journalists went about interviewing loads of people who knew Marilyn and knew JFK. And according to some of the people he interviewed for this biography of Marilyn Monroe in the 80s, some of them said that they heard her and JFK having sex in his room. But this is a claim made over 20 years after they both died by somebody who says they were in the room next door and heard them sleeping together. And it's quite possible to know that two people in the room next to you are in love, but at the same time, you could hear something that isn't necessarily, an affair. It could just be.
And 20 years after both of their deaths, it's very difficult for either of them to deny it. Impossible, you
exactly.
may say.
Exactly. But what is true is that this sole photograph of her with JFK didn't come to light until many years later. because the White House did go to the effort to keep that photograph secret because there were rumors about their affair.
Which is a bit silly in a way, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. It kind of lends credence to the rumors, doesn't it?
Yeah, so, like no photographs exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I remember
covered up,
the story correctly, is that after the story goes that they met in the 50s through Peter Lawford, the actor, and then they had an affair. And after a certain amount of time, JFK cast her aside and went on to his many other women. And then she fell into the arms of his brother, Robert, who was married with 11 children, by the way. So he clearly, 11, yeah, he clearly wasn't entirely ignoring his wife, unless she had 11 children all at once. But she didn't, by the way. Anyone wondering, she did not. And the rumor is that he kind of became the shoulder she cried on, and then they had this affair, which may actually be more likely because although there's less evidence for them having an affair than there is for JFK and Marilyn having an affair, and there isn't much evidence for that. Recently, a letter was
2016. Yeah, the recent letter.
The letter that came to light. Yeah, from his Robert's sister, younger sister. Yeah, wrote a letter to her, I think.
Yeah, Jean Kennedy to Monroe wrote a letter that said, "I understand that you and Bobby are the new item. We all think you should come with him when he comes back east." This was
which is widely being reported. They had an affair, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, something. Yeah, I mean, it could be a misunderstanding, couldn't it? Or they could have done.
Could be a little inside joke. I don't know. It's not definitive.
Yeah,
could be
true.
Like it could just be tongue in cheek. Or
like you're the new item. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what does that mean back then? Because today, obviously, an item, if people are an item, they're a couple. But that's the dawn of the age of celebrity when, Marilyn Monroe, I guess, is one of the first celebrities where just is enough to become an icon. She doesn't have to do anything. She just has to exist. Could it mean just in a more casual kind of like, oh, you're the talk of the town?
No. It means
no, you don't think that?
Together, doesn't it?
I mean,
I think even back then,
at that time, was Bobby's notoriety becoming well known? Was he becoming well known at the exact same time? Because then maybe that's the only way that would make sense in that.
Well, it's because it's singular. I understand that you and Bobby are the new item. Not it would be like I understand that you and Bobby are the new items.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're so right.
Right,
because it's singular. It's together, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we all think you should come with him when he comes back east.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. But the fact is, even if this was the case, it doesn't. It's speculation, isn't it? And even if there was something between them, that doesn't mean that Bobby was involved in her death, does it?
No, not necessarily at all.
I believe was it her housemaid, Marilyn's housemaid, who years after the fact, said, "Oh, Bobby Kennedy was there on the afternoon that she died, in the house." Which, I don't know, I feel like if that's true, and it could be true, is it, I don't know, I'm never sure how to interpret that kind of thing, because it's it was in the afternoon, she died during the night after taking too many sleeping pills.
Yeah.
Did she, he was there, does that mean...
What does
she had visitors? Yeah. Like the postman, the milkman came around too. It's what does that mean exactly?
But there are questions surrounding the official story, like when she died, because they said that she died in the night and was found at, what was it, 4 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
But there were questions over whether she had actually been overdosing on the way to see a physician around 11 p.m. and then, after she had already died, she was brought back and then found, in inverted commas, a few hours later. And then, after the FBI had gone in and been able to destroy any evidence of any connection between her and the Kennedy family, is a theory anyway. But just, shall I give her a brief overview of how she died if we're going to start talking about that?
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
So for those of you who don't know, Marilyn Monroe died from an overdose of sleeping pills, according to the official coroner's report. The toxicology report stated this as her official cause of death. It was acute barbiturate poisoning and ruled out the possibility that it was accidental because the dosages were well over the lethal limit. However, rumors almost immediately began to surface that foul play was involved. And these rumors have persisted in the decades since her death. Yeah, and it was in 1982, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office began looking into whether there was enough evidence to support opening a criminal investigation into her death, but did not find any credible evidence to support the idea that she was murdered. But yeah, there's the theory that the CIA was involved in her death. And this originated in the late 1960s, based on the rumors surrounding her romantic involvement with the Kennedys. And Robert Kennedy.
Well, the idea is she knew too much.
She knew too much. That classic.
Knew the nuclear secrets. She had the codes.
Yeah, because Robert Kennedy at the time was the U.S. Attorney General.
Yeah. And he was he was infamously after Jimmy Hoffa, wasn't he? Who, the leader of the Teamsters Union, and he was deep in the pockets of the mafia.
Yeah, I mean, the mafia arranging to have Marilyn Monroe killed is another theory. Yeah.
Okay.
But
so we've got possible suspects so far: the Kennedys themselves,
the Kennedys,
the CIA acting for the Kennedys or acting against the Kennedys. Because I think there was one theory says that they're doing it in revenge for the Bay of Pigs failure, which is something that a CIA plan that they railroaded JFK into carrying out, and it failed spectacularly, partly because JFK didn't want it to happen and kind of left the Bay of Pigs invasion to fail. So the theory goes that the CIA wanted revenge. I thought the revenge the CIA took on JFK was to, assassinate him in Dallas. So maybe they went for Marilyn as well beforehand, and they're like, that's not enough.
Yeah, that didn't
we're going to go with someone you're
yeah.
tangentially associated with and have one picture together. That's the way we're going to get back at you.
Yeah.
Suffer mortal.
Exactly.
And then we've got the mafia as well as another suspect. Again, for revenge, as a kind of horse's head moment. Not to belittle Marilyn Monroe and reduce her to a horse's head, but that kind of mafia warning of, look, if we can do this to Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. America's cultural icon at the time. Think what we can do to you. Yeah. It's one of those things where the situation and the context surrounding her death, it's just the prime kind of it's just conspiracy breeding ground, isn't it? It's everything going on. Even celebrities that died where you just think, yeah, that makes a bit of sense. Like Elvis Presley. People came up with theories that, oh no, he's still alive to this day. There's no way he's alive to this day. But Marilyn Monroe, with the people that she knew, the theories existing are kind of make sense that the theories exist. Do you know what I mean? Am I making sense?
I think especially because, as you said with the coroner's report, something we now know pretty certainly is that she had some kind of depression. The reasons she was on the drugs she was on, she had pick-me-ups and things, and there's all kinds of stories of erratic behavior on film sets, which is one of the reasons she struggled to get work in the final years of her life. And one of the reasons that she was in a depression possibly is because she was struggling to get work, a kind of vicious cycle. But she'd been married 3 times, divorced 3 times. If she was having an affair with the president of the United States, that can't do much for your ego when when they rebuff you and they're trying like, no, we've got to keep it secret, Marilyn. And she didn't have children, and we know that she really wanted to have children, and she must have had all kinds of pressures for being the most glamorous woman in the world. Can't imagine what that's like.
And we might move on to it at some stage, but not knowing who her father was and actually being rejected by her father too. Well,
oh man, right, yeah.
Who she thought was her father, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot, very, very complicated life, and
yeah,
it's hard enough being in the spotlight at the best of times.
So before we get onto that, Martin, I was just going to round off and say, I wonder if part of the reason the conspiracy theories arose is because she's a prime candidate for suicide, right?
Well, supposedly she'd tried beforehand as well.
Right.
And so was this just an acknowledgement by third parties that she was in an emotionally vulnerable state, and so they used that to put her in a position where she could actually succeed with an attempt, right? That's like how the theory of the Kennedys goes. That the psychiatrist who cared for her gave her basically enough to be able to finish herself off properly, as opposed to the previous failed attempts. Yeah.
Mm. So,
what do you both think personally before we move off onto another mystery of her death, which is her father, I guess? What do you guys think personally about what happened to her with her death? Do you think it was suicide, or do you think that it was covered up in any way?
Yeah, I mean,
is that too much of a? I'm asking you.
I think
there
are reasons. There are reasons why people would potentially want her dead, but I don't think they're good enough. They're not strong enough reasons to have someone killed. So I think that perhaps when she did kill herself, there were a few people that were like, "Okay, that makes things easier. That makes things easier for us."
Yeah.
But knowing her, I don't know her emotional state exactly, but knowing the reports of her emotional state and the way she was, and the troubles that she faced in her life. I mean, a lot of people face a lot of troubles and don't end up killing themselves. But she had the means and the opportunity and the motives too. So, I mean, I'd have to put it down to a straightforward case of suicide. But there are still question marks, and especially when you look at the reports that Kennedy made a phone call on the day that she died to a guy called Peter Lawford, who was like, I think he was, did he marry one of the Kennedys? Married into family anyway.
Patricia Kennedy, Roberts and John's sister, yeah.
Right, okay, yeah. And he supposedly phoned up Peter Lawford on that day and asked whether she was dead yet, which is
that's pretty damning if that's true.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the timing of it, you could be like prior knowledge, or it could just be like completely cold and callous and knowing that she had overdosed, but not knowing she was dead. Like, is she dead yet? Either way, it's not a great look. So there are definitely questions that need to be asked, but often the most obvious answer is the right answer, which isn't great for if we're trying to go into the conspiracies here, but it seems likely to me that was the case.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think there's no really compelling motive for someone to kill her. It doesn't make that much sense. What I can imagine easily is either a deliberate or accidental overdose, because particularly like Martin said, the stories of her behavior and her mental state in the last few months of her life, turning up late to film sets, turning up drunk to film sets, turning up with weird kind of attitudes and forgetting her lines and feeling a lot of pressure and being miserable all the time. I can imagine someone either deliberately committing suicide or accidentally being in such a state of mind that they would take more drugs than they need to, thinking it'll help them, but actually it ends up killing them.
Well, you see it often in people in her line of work, don't you? Actors, musicians, like famous people in general, have gone through this over decades.
Yeah, and I mean, it must be quite weird to have been her, because she wasn't even Marilyn Monroe. She was it Norma Jean Mortensen was her real name?
Yeah,
and she had become unintentionally this icon. I mean, she'd worked hard to get where she was, but she was just the wife of a merchant Navy man when the Second World War broke out for America, and she was probably content to just become a mother of, a housewife. She didn't need to she wasn't intending to become a major Hollywood star. It kind of happened by accident because she started modeling for propaganda, women at work campaigns during the war, and then she got a taste for modeling, and then from there became a pinup girl, then became an actress, and then became a huge star, but all under the name of Marilyn Monroe, a stage name, not under her own name, which itself changed several times because she got married several times. So I can only imagine she was very puzzled as to who she actually was, while she's trying to deal with all the pressures of fame. And like Martin, you hinted at that mystery about her father.
Yes.
Should we touch on that briefly? The mystery about her father? I think I agree with both of you, though. I think it's likely was suicide. I think that at the most, I could kind of see the official story being kind of controlled. Like I could see they finding out that she's died, and then before making it public, maybe sending someone around to get rid of any evidence, anything connecting her to the Kennedys. I could see that much happening, but I don't think that she was murdered.
Yes. Yeah, true. Yeah, well, Marilyn Monroe had a pretty troubled childhood as well. She grew up with her mother, who was basically in and out of psychiatric care, and really, really struggled as a child. And so she spent time with different foster families who took care of her, but it wasn't like of course that isn't easy at the best of times, but it wasn't easy for her. And her mum, Gladys, had a husband called Martin Edward Mortensen. So he was on the birth certificate as her official father.
Right.
But actually it was, even at the time and afterwards, it was rumoured that a man called Charles Stanley Gifford, who was one of her mum's co-workers at her work, might have actually been her biological father. And so this man, Gifford, he was a shift foreman at a Hollywood film developing company. And that's where he met Marilyn Monroe's mum. And so they had an affair, and this was way back in 1925, so a long time ago now. And she fell pregnant with Marilyn, and so Charles Gifford basically buggered off from the scene at this time. Never contacted Gladys or Marilyn again. Neither did Gladys ask him for money or ask for any kind of support. So they're basically separate for years and years and years and years. And then Marilyn was didn't know who her dad was for all of this time. But later on in her life, she found his phone number, phoned him up, and wanted to connect and basically ask him lots of questions about whether he was the dad, and basically find out who he was, because she thought that he might have been her dad. But he rejected her. He rejected these calls and said, "No, I don't know who you are. Don't know anything. Don't want to have anything to do with you. I'm married now. I've got 2 kids. I've got a wife. I'm happy as I am. You're not my child. I don't know what you're talking about," basically.
Didn't he say contact my attorney or something? Contact my lawyer.
Call my lawyer.
Oh.
It's just, oh my gosh.
Pretty cold, right?
Yeah.
He was obviously in that situation. He was so freaked out and didn't want to have anything to do with it. He doesn't want to ruin his life all these years later, when now that she's in the limelight, he's got other kids and stuff. I can understand why you'd be freaking out and just not want to know about it. I don't know whether he would have ever regretted that in his later life. Well, he died fairly soon after Marilyn Monroe, actually, a couple of years after.
2 or 3 years later.
Yeah. And so I don't know whether he did regret that, but it seems like kind of a scared response to me. And so Marilyn Monroe never actually found out and was really upset, of course, by it, actually calling him a son of a bitch when she came off the phone to him one time. And so, of course, she died. And then a forensic team some years later tracked down his 75-year-old granddaughter,
wow,
Francine Gifford, and they did a DNA test. And this DNA test showed that he was, in fact, Marilyn Monroe's father.
Wow.
So there we go. And she never knew about it. And so another piece of the puzzle that she didn't know about, another part of her life that was kept under wraps, and perhaps another part of that jigsaw that led to her suicide potentially as well.
It's lucky they had DNA of Marilyn Monroe to use for that test. Yeah.
Yeah.
A strand of her hair that was kept at the coroner's office.
There we go.
Yeah. That's I don't know how to feel about that. It's nice to have a mystery solved, but it's even sadder that we know what she never knew. She knew it in her heart, but never in her mind.
Yeah, it's kind of, she didn't get that kind of confirmation, but we get that confirmation. It's kind of just another injustice in this whole story, I guess. It's just not fair. It doesn't feel fair.
It's not fair. No, it doesn't.
Well, it turns out this was a bit of a bummer. This topic is a bit of a sad one, and I've heard from your description of the film, Robin, that's basically what the film is as well. A bit of a
it's a bit of a downer
experience.
Yeah.
Don't what? No, it sounds like it's quite. It sounds like it's quite good. Quite good, but you probably need to get a few different sources and enjoy it for a piece of entertainment.
Yes,
as opposed to the truth.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet. I probably will. It's quite a long film, and like I say, it's pretty hard to watch as well. So, but it's beautifully made, and I think like you say, Martin, go in with your sources prepared to fact check. It's not quite Braveheart level of misdirection, but it's Hollywood history. Let's say that.
What do you guys think about that, though? Using it as a biopic, but then the details are so far away from what actually happened. Because one criticism, admittedly, I wish I came up with that, but I've read this online, is that the tragic irony of the film is that she's still being like taken advantage of, basically.
Right.
This film is taking advantage of her image and her life by just making up stuff about it. And I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you think about the responsibility of making a biopic?
Yeah, so I guess the film is being made now because we're living in the post-Me Too era where everyone's really aware of the damage that is done and the abuse that's been meted out over the decades to, particularly in Hollywood, to women. But I wonder, so far, like again, I haven't finished it, but so far it's kind of like watching it, I was like, this could be anybody. This could be anybody. And I guess that's the film's point, that Marilyn could have been anybody. It just so happens that she's Marilyn Monroe. But at the same time, if I watch a film about Marilyn Monroe, I kind of want to watch a film that teaches me about Marilyn Monroe rather than what so far I was getting, which is this woman who is called Marilyn Monroe and looks like Marilyn Monroe is being horribly abused by everybody. I'm like, this could be, it's more like a horror film, actually, in some respects. I don't feel like I learned anything about Marilyn Monroe, if that makes sense.
Right.
Makes sense. I feel like I've maybe because she's so famous, I feel like I know enough about her already to watch this and be like, I don't need to watch this to learn about Marilyn Monroe. It's not like watching Schindler's List and you're like, oh, wow, I never knew this story happened. I never knew about this person doing these things and these, the victimization of the Jews to this extent. You get educated watching a film like that, even if it's not entirely true. With Schindler's List, it's true, if not entirely accurate. You know what I mean? Whereas
the macro is true.
Yeah. Blonde kind of, for me, is kind of,
I think when
treading the line,
when it's a biopic, a lot of people go away from this thinking it's the true, real story, right? Unless they've read otherwise, especially if they haven't read up on Marilyn Monroe much, and that's an issue. Not so much for, I mean, of course, you want things to be true, historically accurate, but for family, the family is very much still alive. You'd want the story of your ancestor, especially if they don't have the ability to defend themselves or rebut. Or have a rebuttal for anything that's portrayed. It's just you want it to be the truth. You want it to be portrayed in a good light, and you want it to be the truth if you're the relatives. And so ultimately, I'd feel sorry for those who were close to her or were relatives of Marilyn.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Especially when it's so close to like the actual time that it happened. Like it's only 60 years ago. There are still people alive associated with the event. it's no, I agree. I'd feel sorry for the family who's have to kind of listen to this
Do this
see
again,
this,
yeah.
thing again. But yeah,
got if there's a comment I'd like to. Funky Monkey 1235 has asked, do they talk about the Kennedys in the new movie? And I mentioned this briefly at the beginning of our discussion about Marilyn Monroe in this podcast. Yes, they do, and the Kennedys do not come off well. I'll say that.
I mean, that's what's interesting. Like, at what point does it become? There's one kind of scene in the film that's been critiqued a lot, and it's basically something that one of the Kennedys does, and it's like, at what point is this just slander? Almost like, like how? Yeah. I don't know. If it's a biopic, why not just make these fictional characters if it's mostly fictitious?
Yeah. And then we, the audience, can tell, oh, this person is really meant
based
to be Marilyn and JFK, but that, based on it,
I don't know.
Maybe we should have a podcast about this whole discussion about how far can you take things when it comes to adapting history for fiction.
But that will be a discussion for another time. But it was an interesting topic this week. Let us know what you think of this discussion in the comments on the side of the video or down below if you're watching this at a later date. And also, if you're listening to this on a podcast platform of your choice at a later date, why not leave us a review on whatever platform you're listening to us on? Why not? It helps us
said that for a while.
Get seen by more people, and we'd greatly appreciate it. And we may even read it out in our favorite comments of the week next week, if you're lucky. Which, speaking of Robin and Martin, do you have a favorite comment of the week that you'd like to shout out?
Shout out? Well, I might just read another comment from the chat, actually, just because it caught my eye whilst we were talking. In response, I guess, to the whole, like, oh, who killed Marilyn Monroe? Andy Jones said it was Dick Turpin, which was...
For anyone not getting these references,
always Dick Turpin.
We should probably explain this. It's like an inside joke on the channel. There's one time where we went ghost hunting in Epping Forest, and I was just calling out Dick Turpin's name a lot. So yeah, there you go.
Did he answer?
He did not answer, no. But we may be looking for him again at some point in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, I think there might be some special content about Dick Turpin in the near future.
Yes, indeed. Well, I've got a comment from Micaiah Barron. Micaiah says, the main issue, this is to do with cats, by the way. We spoke about cats and their disruption on the environment last week. Australia banning outdoor cats.
Oh, yeah.
The main issue with cats outside is twofold. The first is that cats, while clever, aren't invincible. And the cat can end up in trouble with items like cars, lawnmowers, dogs, or natural predators. But the even bigger issue is environmental. Most environments cats outdoors in aren't ones the cats are native to, yes. And while they might kill stuff like mice or moles that you don't want, they also kill tons of birds, lizards, and destroy the ecosystems. Yeah.
Okay.
True, very true. And I think while clever, they aren't invincible. Yeah, testament. I mean, my cat today was just lying in the middle of the road. A car had to stop and beep at the cat to get out the road. Ridiculous. He's going to get run over at some point.
Oh dear.
But it's a matter of time.
That's a very detailed response.
But my Cara Baron, yes, cats. You say wild clever. I'm not sure they're that clever either.
Problem is, I guess, if a cat is used to being outside, then can it become an indoor cat after that? It's kind of, it feels mean once it's already experienced.
It does, doesn't it?
I don't know. Lockdown for humans proved that apparently not. You can't change your spots.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I've got a comment, and it's not on YouTube. This comes to us from the magical world of Twitter.
Whoa!
Keith McComb on Twitter commented today saying, Monday, that means J Interesting YT tonight. Love having this to look forward to. Thank you so much, and thank you for commenting on Twitter. We love getting Twitter comments. So feel free to go and follow us over on Twitter if you'd like, at JInterestingYT, or I'm at Just Alexing.
I'm at Martin Interesting.
I'm at All Time Robin.
There you go, and feel free to tweet us.
And we deserve
Also,
to pat ourselves on the back for that one. We actually did it.
There is actually one comment I would like to address as well. And this is in response when I said, your local seaside theme parks. And I said, Peter Pan's Land representing Southend-on-Sea. Someone in the comments, LW, said, it's called Adventure Island now, Alex. And I was aware of that. It's been Adventure Island for probably like 2 decades now. I was hoping that someone would correct me, and I'm so happy that they did. So thank you, LW. Adventure Island, yeah. It's I want to say a fun time for the whole family, but it's pretty bleak last time I went there. But
you're really struggling.
But fellas, thank you first of all so much for all of your comments this week. Do keep them coming in. We love reading through them all, and of course, we may read some out next week. Well, we will read them out. We do it every week, but yeah. Gentlemen,
it may be yours. Yeah.
Are you ready for the quiz?
Yes.
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly quiz. As always, there will be 10 questions, and it is a general knowledge quiz. If you are watching this live on YouTube, feel free to take part. And the first 3 people to give me the correct answer in the comments will count as a correct answer. Will I be keeping track of who's winning in the comments? Probably not. But we'll get a good idea if you're doing well, and we'll give you lots of shout outs. It is 2-1 to Martin in the quiz. So, Robin, you've got to stop Martin from running away with this thing. Are you prepared?
I'll try.
Like I have with the cup.
I am not prepared, and I feel like Martin is such an ace with the quiz now. He's got he's establishes his position as the leader.
Well, I've gone
no,
rogue
Robin, don't give up that easily. I'm rooting for you in this. That's why all of these are film questions.
It doesn't matter if I win this season, though, because I'll never get the trophy.
Oh, you'll never get this. You'll never get this.
I'm tempted to just order my own trophy at this point, the official trophy, and then Martin can just have the unofficial trophy, and we'll never send him the trophy. Even
there might be an opportunity. There might be an opportunity for a handover. Let's, an official ceremony.
That's true.
It's too late now. It's yours. Yours for the season. So well done. I hope it makes you very happy. Anyway, enough squabbling. Let's get on with the quiz. Gentlemen, I need to hear a buzzer. Robin, what is your buzzer this week?
It is.
Escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Amazing.
Tim Curry from Riddle 2, I think.
That sounds right.
That was just a game cutscene.
I know.
He really gave that performance as always.
Yeah.
The man never did things by halves. No, sir.
And Martin, what is your buzzer this week?
Okay, this is Rogue, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to come out, but let's just see. Okay, right.
I think I know what it is.
I'm Ronnie Pickering!
Is that Ronnie Pickering?
It's Ronnie Pickering overlaid on Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. Ronnie Pickering.
Okay, I did not get that. I did not get that.
Okay.
I heard the I'm Spartacus bit. What is that? I mean, what's the Ronnie Pickering thing? I'm clueless.
Oh, okay. Well, you've got to do a bit of research on this after we finish.
Okay.
It's
Ronnie Pickering.
It's probably the best bit of road rage content that you'll ever watch.
Okay.
When did it come out? Like 10 years ago now, probably.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Around that, but it's worth a watch.
Okay.
The guy thinks he's a really big celebrity that everyone should know called Ronnie Pickering. The
bloke's taking bloke taking the video is like, who's Ronnie Pickering? Me. I'm Ronnie Pickering.
Want to go for a bare knuckle, do you?
Anyway, you need to watch this now. Yeah, anyway,
We're just explaining a funny video now. Question.
Anyone at home who hasn't seen it, just type in Ronnie Pickering.
Question number 1. In what body of water is the Sargasso Sea found?
Ooh, Sargasso Sea.
The one
Sargasso
place that hasn't
Sea.
been corrupted by capitalism.
Sargasso.
Space!
Yes, Robin.
I don't actually understand the question. But
It is a sea.
I'm going to say
Shut up. Shut up. Don't understand the question.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah,
What's wrong with the question?
It's a sea inside another body of water, which would be...
okay, now I see your confusion.
Yeah, we're very confused.
I've got an idea. I've got a guess.
Is it the Atlantic Ocean?
That is correct. Well done. Yes.
Done.
Oh, thank you.
Sargasso Sea, no, I take it back. It's an interesting one because I think the sea it's based on water currents or different. I can't remember what it's based on, but the Sargasso Sea, you're right, is a sea within an ocean.
Like the North Sea, right? That's in
Actually, yes, the North Sea.
in the Atlantic, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, could be a
That's
very
a good point,
similar thing. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Is
well
that
done,
right?
Robin.
Someone tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I only guessed it because there's that book, was it Wide Sargasso Sea, which is the prequel to Rebecca, I want to say. Famous novel. No, Jane Eyre, sorry. It's the prequel to the novel Jane Eyre, and that takes place in some Caribbean place. I was like, it's in the Caribbean, so the Atlantic. It's not because I actually know stuff.
Very well reasoned, Robin. No, that's
Thank you.
Nice.
how knowledge happens. So well done.
That's how knowledge happens.
So the first person...
A t-shirt that printed on knowledge happens.
Yeah. The first person in the comments to get that right was Ethan Walker. Guessed Atlantic Ocean, so well done.
Ethan.
Swifto guessed the wet one. Unfortunately, Swifto, I cannot accept that answer.
I mean, technically not wrong.
Yeah. Erandi Becerra said Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico. It is off the Gulf of Mexico, I believe. So yes, I'll accept it. You said Atlantic, yeah.
Have a point. Go on.
Gideon Sanders said nope, and then said Atlantic. It is indeed. So yeah, I'll give it to you as well, but I'm not sure when that answer came through, whether I'd already given the answer on.
I see, right, yeah.
Whether you're a
we'll
filthy
give it to you
liar.
anyway. Question number 2.
Okay.
I hope you've both been brushing up on your Cockney rhyming slang.
Oh no!
Come on.
Dicky Bird is Cockney rhyming slang for what?
I'm Pickering!
That buzzer is ridiculous, Martin. Yes.
It's definitely kind of UGC, isn't it? With Dicky Bird, a word.
It is a word. Well done. Was that a guess, or did you know that?
It was a guess. It was a guess based on what rhymes with bird.
Yeah.
I thought I know Cockney rhyming slang and I respect it, but I thought the whole point of slang is to make things easier to say.
Oh, Cockney rhyming slang's never easier, is it? It's always more words than the actual.
It's more words and syllables. Yeah. What's all that about?
Where did
It's
that
just
come
a bit
about?
of fun, isn't it?
I don't know anything about Cockney rhyming slang. What is it? Where did it come from? Why is it a thing?
That could be a topic for another podcast. Who knows? Let us know in the comments if you want us to look into Cockney rhyming slang.
That's what will be my fact of the week next week, if I remember.
A history of Cockney rhyming slang. 5 hours later, and we know all about it.
Every single piece of Cockney rhyming slang.
A few guesses in the comments. A couple of people said third, but that is not correct. Ethan Walker straight in there again with word. Ethan Walker's got 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Well done.
Wow.
Yeah. Lovely
But
stuff.
they would
Ethan
shorten it,
Walker
wouldn't
was
they?
the only one to get it right.
It'd be shortened, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be, can I have a Dicky Bird? It would be, can I have a Dicky?
Yeah, exactly. Which
But again,
is
that's
still
word.
longer than just saying word. Oh,
Yeah, kind of word. Yeah.
well done, Martin.
Some places, if I went in there and said, can I have a Dicky? I think I might be knocked out.
Okay, question number 3. Devil in the Kitchen is an autobiography of which chef? By which chef? Yes,
not Ronnie
Martin.
It's not Ronnie Pickering. Devil in the Kitchen. That sounds like Gordon Ramsay.
It does, yeah.
Thing.
Is that your guess, Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
That is incorrect, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Is it?
Mm.
Okay, I would have guessed Gordon Ramsay too.
Yeah, I mean, I can just go through other chefs, I guess, but
It's got to be a chef, yeah. Devil in the Kitchen, right? Genuinely, it could be anybody. Is it? What was her name? Julia Child?
Julia Child?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. I can give you.
It might be an ironic
I can
title.
tell you a little clue.
Okay. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Oh, chef.
On the on the topic of Gordon Ramsay,
Okay.
this chef apparently once made Gordon Ramsay cry.
Okay.
I'm Pickering!
But this was the second one I was going to say because I know he's a bastard. And
Okay.
that's Marco Pierre White.
It is in fact Marco Pierre White. Yes,
Yeah,
who trained Gordon Ramsay, I believe.
you did.
Right. Great. He passed that one, didn't he? Who is? I've never heard. Who is Marco? I don't know much about celebrity chefs. Marco Pierre White.
Bastard.
He's
a bastard.
he has
Yeah.
some stock cubes. That's all I know. Like as in,
Well
You know,
done, mate.
You can buy stock cubes with his face
You've got your
you can buy
Lenore
stock
pots.
cubes with his face.
on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Knowledge,
Good
Martin.
job.
Well done.
Question number 4. Alliumphobia is the fear of what? Alliumphobia.
Alliumphobia.
Allium.
Allium. Allium. That sounds familiar.
I'm Pickering!
Yes, Martin.
I like this one more. Alien. I don't know. Metal.
It's a good guess.
yeah.
It is incorrect, though.
Okay.
Allium.
Before, while we're talking about this, I should say I didn't even read out who got the answer right in the previous question.
Oh,
Yeah. Go for it.
Jay
Because more time to think. Oh.
got Marco Pierre White. Or the first thing she said was the guy who taught Gordon Ramsay, who was indeed Marco Pierre White. Ethan Walker,
Okay.
as always, got in there with Marco Pierre White. And Colin Reed just said Marco, so I'll accept it. Good job.
knows him on first name basis. Marco. He is a
Marco,
bastard.
yeah.
Classic Marco.
Yeah.
Anyway, Robin, fancy
yeah,
hazarding
is
a
it-
guess?
Genuinely, I guess. Is it oil?
It is not oil. No.
Oh,
What was it again?
Interesting guess.
Alliumphobia.
Alliumphobia is the fear of what? I'll
Allium.
give you.
Allium. What is allium?
I'll give you a
Hmm.
clue though.
Okay. Thank you.
How do you
How
spell it?
do, it's ALLIUM. Phobia.
I feel like this is like a herbal remedy for something. Like allium and something is a traditional
Yeah.
healing balm. But I can't think what allium is.
Oh.
Sorry,
I will
was that the
say-
clue you were going to give us? Or
I'll give you
yeah.
another clue. You said oil. This is sometimes infused in certain oils.
mm,
I'm Pickering!
Yes, Martin.
Is it like cannabis?
It is not cannabis, but it's good to know where your mind went with that. So,
what?
well done.
Cannabis
oils.
oil. The
You could
first
be,
thing
you
you
could
came
be
up with.
scared or yeah.
What's infused with oil?
Like that's quite a modern
It's
thing,
quite a
isn't it?
lot.
It's quite a modern thing. Like the body shop now, it's all cannabis.
It's all cannabis.
Let's
Go in there and they're high.
No, I can
Yeah.
see where you're coming from, but that is
Yeah.
not the.
No, you've raised that because you get lavender oil, you get
Mm.
cannabis oil.
See?
You got cannabis on the
These are the
lines
two.
now.
Yeah, he's put it in there. Hemp oil. That would
Is
be.
it oil?
Is it was kind of
That's
oil?
what I was
Is
thinking. Yeah, hemp.
I don't know. That's another clue. Or not.
Mm.
Infused with oil.
I'm going to need an answer, Robin, or I can give you both another clue.
Sorry. That's not my guess.
Oh,
Is it? I mean, I love. Oh no! Okay, no. I love because I love it. Is it garlic oil? Garlic? Is it garlic?
It is garlic. Well done.
what?
Yes.
No, it's going. My next one was going to be chili, but
You're
nicely
yeah.
done.
your fluke.
Absolutely.
Garlic, that's good.
It's the
Oh, no.
countdown
What's the-
clock.
what's
The
the
countdown
allo-
clock just rushes you to the correct answer.
It
Well
what's
done.
the what's the alum bit? Is that
I don't know.
I think it's the Latin name for
Latin
it.
for garlic?
Yeah.
I didn't
'Cause I
put
think-
this quiz together in like less than 5 minutes. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Allium, though. No, that's a good. Where did you hear that before, Robin? Because you said.
Well,
that
if it's the
you'd-
Latin name for garlic, I've probably read enough vampire novels to, come across.
Oh, okay. So allium is a genus of flowering plants that includes hundreds of species, including the cultivated onion, garlic, scallion, shallot, leek, and chives. So there are a few. There are a few comments that suggested onions. So that is incorrect.
Okay.
But I can see where that was coming from.
Yeah.
I have some serious knowledge to get that.
Yeah. MacGyverette guessed garlic first, so well done. I'm sorry for mispronouncing that name. And who else? There are a few onions. Gideon Sanders guessed garlic.
A few onions.
And Jade guessed garlic as well, so well done. I'm a bit sad I didn't get to use my second clue on that one, which is that all vampires have allium.
Nice. I would have really given it away.
Yeah. And I did. I was so adamant I was going to use that clue that I said it anyway. So it's all good. Question number 5. Are you both ready?
Ready.
It is 2-2. What did Colonel von Stauffenberg fail to do in 1944?
Been corrupted by capitalism. Space.
I definitely heard the tones of Tim Curry there.
Tim Curry, yeah. Sorry, Martin, because I know I'm pretty sure you know this too. Isn't he the eye patch man who tried and failed to kill Hitler?
He did fail to assassinate Adolf Hitler. That is correct. Yes, it was the
Valkyrie.
Operation Valkyrie. He bore a striking resemblance to Tom Cruise.
Did he actually in real life? I haven't seen a picture of him.
No.
Oh.
He wasn't a bad-looking fellow, but no, he did. I don't think he looked like Tom Cruise.
Have you guys seen that film?
Yeah, not as bad as people say it is, actually.
Yeah,
I feel like it's quite badly reviewed at the time, but actually, I quite liked it.
Yeah.
It might be a bit like Monroe, and it's just completely inaccurate.
Yeah, it definitely takes license. But it's mostly true, though, I think. It's just one of those, obviously, everything's compressed and it's all a bit Hollywoodized, and they have very, very Hollywood-style conversations where, like, no one talks like that in real life.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that amused me the most about it, sorry to get, you got me talking about films, I'm going to go off.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Was everyone... It's like it's the confusing accents thing, because it's got a largely British cast and then Tom Cruise and I think a couple of other American actors in, and you've got these American accents and British accents and a couple of British actors doing German accents, and it's like, what is going on with the accents in this film? Like, they're all German, speak to each other, they should all have an accent. Anyway, sorry.
I don't think anyone in the comments got that one right. That's very surprising, but then you did get it very quickly.
You were quick. Yeah, you were quick.
Mr. GBeer777 says, I got nothing right. Well, don't worry, Mr. GBeer777. There's plenty of time left to go in this quiz.
People got the garlic one and not that.
I know.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
1944 should have given it away, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, we move on. Question number 6. And it is 3-2 to Robin.
Oh, no.
What country has the highest life expectancy?
Oh.
Hasn't been corrupted by...
Oh, I mean, I did hear Tim Curry, but I saw you motioning with your thing before that, Martin. Are we saying...
That's right.
Yeah? Okay. Okay.
Martin was just waving his thing.
Yeah.
I actually don't know the answer, but I'm pretty sure it's probably one of the Scandinavian countries, so I'm going to go with Norway.
Norway is incorrect, I'm afraid. Martin, straight in there. Go for it.
Japan.
It is not Japan. I think Japan was very high up on the list.
Stop it.
You want another
if it's not Japan,
yeah, go for it.
If it's not Japan, it's South Korea.
It's not South Korea.
What? Things have changed.
Is this a trick question? Is it the Vatican City?
It's not the Vatican City as well.
It used to be, well, it was Japan.
I will give you a clue. You are in the right area, Martin.
Oh, shoot.
Martin, what's going on?
Well, Spartacus, they will start saying Ronnie Pickering. It is...
Japan was number 2, by the way, on this list. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Really high.
I mean,
It's North Korea because there are no statistics. Everyone lives to 200 in North Korea.
Martin, you've buzzed.
I'll be
haven't you?
there.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I did,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I've buzzed. Yeah, no, you're right. I've buzzed.
yeah.
I've buzzed. I've buzzed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go for, I don't know, Malaysia.
That is incorrect, I'm afraid. Malaysia
It's
is
not
not
there,
the
isn't
answer.
there? No, I panicked.
Are you buzzing? I can't hear your buzzer, but I'm guessing you're buzzing, Robin.
Oh,
Yes.
I was buzzing. Did you not hear that? Oh, yeah, I was buzzing.
Not that time.
Is it Thailand?
It is not Thailand. Okay, you're each going to get one more guess each before I tell you. I'm trying to think of a clue I can give.
What? South Korea.
You may not.
It's not be there.
You may think that this is more of a city than a country.
Oh.
Oh my God, what is going on? Yes, Martin, please stop.
I mean, is it going to be Singapore?
Ah.
It is not Singapore.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Corrupted by capitalism.
Oh.
Singapore is also very
well,
high
that's-
up on the list. That's number 5.
Is it the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism? Is it Hong Kong?
Hong Kong.
It is Hong Kong. Yes, well done, Robin.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
In the end,
Well done,
yes.
Dan.
The average life expectancy in Hong Kong is 85.29 years
Wow.
old.
Wow.
And that's females' life expectancy, 88, and males, 82. Mad.
Wow.
Meanwhile,
crazy.
can you guess where we are on the list?
88.
Oh, I bet we're really low down.
Oh,
26.
wow,
wasn't
I haven't even found us yet.
Oh my gosh.
he? Oh, that's not good.
By we, by the way,
That's not
Alex
good.
is referring to the United Kingdom.
The
Yeah.
United States is 46th on the list, for those of you who
Are we
may want
below
to-
the?
I need to control F this. What's going on?
How have we not? Oh my gosh.
Okay, no, I found us. We're not that bad. We're not as bad. Oh my gosh, what's going on?
How are we doing?
What's
What's
going
happened?
on with Robin's score?
What? What's wrong with my score? What's going on?
Happened?
It's just like right in the middle
Everyone,
of the page.
you're good?
I need to
What,
reposition
my
the
score is like
Massive.
What is it for?
Where's it gone? Why is it? I don't know what happened there.
Oh no.
We fixed
no.
it. It's fine.
Okay, I trust you. Thank you, Alex.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Yes. Can you guess where the UK,
UK.
is?
I said
Oh.
26. That was my guess.
Very close. Very
Oh,
close.
okay. 30.
Even
Fairly
closer.
quick.
It's 29.
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. At least we beat the US. That's something. Yeah.
Ooh.
Because isn't our average life expectancy also our retirement age?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, what are you laughing, Alex?
No, I was just laughing at all the comments that just said 4 when the massive 4 appeared on screen. Yes. Yeah. So if you're listening to this podcast at a later date, that's not going to make any sense to you, but that's fine. This is the things that you miss out on when you don't catch us live, I guess.
Oh, dear.
So who got that correct? And I'm sorry, I don't think I answered question. I gave the answers to question 5, like from the chat, did I? What was question 5?
What was the answer to that?
Colonel
Oh, it
von
was Stauffenberg. You said no one got
nobody
it.
got it. Nobody
Yeah.
got it, yeah.
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 Okay, so who guessed this one right? Who was the fastest person? Ethan Walker came in with Japan. A few people said Japan. Who is anyone say? Ethan Walker said or Hong Kong later on. I don't know if that's allowed. A second guess? But you were the first person to get it, Ethan Walker.
Oh, I guess we have.
I mean, we had multiple guesses.
We have multiple guesses, don't we? So-
Oh, that's very true as well. So yes, I will allow it. Well done, Ethan Walker. And I believe maybe the only person to get it. Oh, AM also got Hong Kong. And
Nice.
CS
Well done,
Drummerson
well done.
also got Hong Kong. So
Oh,
well done.
yeah.
Bravo,
Very good.
you three. Okay, question number 7. Oh, I like this one. This one was fun. What is a group of pandas known as?
Oh, a question. I don't, ooh.
Space.
Yes,
Is
Robin.
it a hug?
Oh, that's very wholesome, but no, that is incorrect.
Oh.
Ronnie Pickering! Ronnie Pickering!
Yes, Martin.
A pack of pandas.
Could be a pack
That's
of pandas.
also a good guess. It is incorrect.
It could be anything.
It could
honestly
be anything.
could be anything. Yeah.
If you were just like, if you watched them in their enclosures,
Mm.
like, have you seen lots of videos of pandas and you're just like watching their behavior and stuff? Just think about like what you'd call a group of them based on watching them for a little while.
That hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
A stumble.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's not right.
Oh.
I'll give you a guess, Martin, and then I'll just tell you because
okay. I don't know, like I probably won't get it, will I? A chilled out group of entertainers of pandas.
That would be very clunky if that was correct, but it is incorrect. No, the correct answer, as someone in the chat got, at least one person did, an embarrassment.
No,
That's an embarrassment of pandas.
That's really cruel. Pandas are embarrassing.
But they are.
Embarrassingly
If you
cute.
watch them, they like stumble around like drunk people. They fall out of trees. It's a miracle they don't all kill themselves accidentally.
They are they're definitely the species that the exception to the rule of Darwinism, aren't they? Yeah.
They do seem to be. Yeah, it's true.
And Gideon Sanders in the chat got embarrassment, so congratulations.
Nice.
And Ethan Walker also got an embarrassment, so well done. And I believe also Gideon Sanders said that he and AM also got question number 5 right, and I just missed it. So apologies if that's true.
Okay.
So well done. Yes. Nice.
Nice.
Let's move on. That was, and neither of you got a point for that. So question number 8. And it is 4-2 to Robin.
Ooh, so Martin could equalize. He
need some points.
Good.
Question number 8. What is the world's fastest bird? Yes, Martin.
Is it? Is it the peregrine falcon?
It is the peregrine falcon. Well done.
Yeah. What good knowledge.
How fast
I saw some of those recently. They were nice.
No, like 152.
Oh, that's really good. I don't know. I'm taking you
No. I thought you said how fast do they go? I was like, I have no idea.
Is that flight speed kind of, not like dive speed or anything? Because I wouldn't have guessed that because I'd forgotten. Oh,
their maximum diving speed apparently is 390 kilometers an hour.
Oh, imagine one of them hitting you.
Gosh, yeah, that would be
straight through you. Boom.
Yeah, wow, blumming.
Yeah. Cause of death, peregrine falcon.
Oh, it could be if one of them hit you at that speed.
Yeah, you have no head, just smush on the floor.
Yeah,
you look like a clicker from
Last of Us.
part. Yeah.
So in the comments, Ethan Walker straight in there with the peregrine falcon. Well done.
Nice.
And I believe, Dean Carpenter also got peregrine falcon, and Mr. G Beer 777 peregrine falcon. See, you did get one, Mr. G Beer. Well done. Ethan Walker also came clean with the previous answer. He said he didn't get it, I guess. So maybe he commented afterwards. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, it is 4-3 to Robin still as we move on to question number 9.
Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. I know he is.
He's still got a point ahead.
This is, do you know what? I hate this because this is some kind of like strategy that Robin does, I'm sure, to get in your head.
Every time. You've
got this, buddy. Hey, buddy, you got this.
You've got 2 bites of this cherry.
I'm not trying to psych you out.
You've got 3 bites of the cherry.
What?
You got 3 bites. You got this one to win, or if I get the next one right, you got the next one to win.
Isn't this question? Is this not the last question?
No. Question number 9 of 10.
2 questions left.
Okay. You can still Martin will do it. You can do it.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah,
it's all tactics.
It's not a thing.
It is a thing.
It's not a thing.
It's become a thing.
Question number 9. Where is the strongest human muscle located?
I know where mine is.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, Martin.
The strongest. I know that the biggest is in your backside, so I think it's that. I'm going to go for the glutes.
It is not
Your
the
butt.
glutes.
Corrupted by capitalism.
Genuinely clueless, but then as Martin was talking, it occurred to me, I would hope the heart is the strongest muscle, right?
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Could
So
it be?
what is
Well,
the
your legs are
strength?
pretty big, aren't they? So what about your triceps? Would it be more than your biceps? Yeah, because it's pushing outwards. Triceps. No, not triceps. That's quadriceps. Sorry, quadriceps.
Good one.
It's incorrect. Incorrect, I'm afraid.
What?
How do you judge this? Well, how do you judge the strongest muscle?
I think it's based on the weight of the muscle and the force that it can exert.
All right, okay.
Oh, I don't know what that's called though.
I'll accept the area. You don't have to give the name of the muscle.
Oh, is it Robin's turn now?
Well, I think it probably is. If you would like to have a guess, Robin.
It's going to be, I'll have a guess because I've got to try to win the quiz, but I honestly don't know. So, what have we said? We said the bum, which is the glutes. Martin said the quadrangle, and I said the heart. What other muscles do we have? Many, I'm sure. I just don't know them. Your neck muscle.
It is not the neck muscle.
Oh, that's what I was going to go for next.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to go for triceps then. I said that originally. Triceps.
People do have it in the comments. You're going for triceps?
Yeah.
That is incorrect, I'm afraid. I'll give you a clue.
Oh, I should have a guess first, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Robin. Yeah, go for it. Have another guess.
No, only because it's not fair. Martin's had a guess
Hey,
without
Robin, you want another guess? You have another guess.
Sorry. Moving up from the neck, the jaw.
It is the jaw. Well done. Of course, it's the jaw.
Yeah.
Muscle.
It's specifically, someone in the comments did get this, and I'm not going to accuse you of Googling, but I'm going to. Did you know this? Did you know this, the person in the comments? It's the masseter muscle. The strongest muscle based on its weight is the masseter, with all muscles of the jaw working together. Yeah.
Whoa.
It makes sense because if you look at a human skull, the jaw is not attached, right? It's just there. It's just hanging. So there's got to be something holding it up all the time, and then allowing you to clamp on it. You know.
Thankfully, we record these podcasts so we can go back and clarify that. But it can exert a force as great as 55 pounds on the incisors, or 200 pounds on the molars. So,
wow, that compares favorably to something. I hope. I don't know what. Out of context, I don't know what that means.
You got to kind of think outside the box for that one, but yes.
Good question. Very good question. Yeah.
So, well
debatable.
Done, you got debatable for that, didn't you? So
apparently, it's eagerly debated. Some people say it's the gluteus maximus, which is, of course, the first answer I said. But anyway, let's go over that.
Maybe it's a tie.
Next week, next week we're going to have Martin give an entire quiz on muscles in the body as revenge.
There's always one question.
Which vertebrae?
There's always one question.
So yes, who got that in the comments? Bush was the first one in the comments to say jaw, I believe. So well done, Bush. And followed closely by AM. Says the jaw. And Hey Now Paulie got jaw as well. And specific shout out as well, I think, to Jonathan P, who said masseter.
Ooh.
I'm gonna believe you didn't Google that and you just knew it off the top of your head. I would never accuse you.
Where is the masseter? Where is it?
Is it jaw, Robin?
All around your jaw? Or is it
question number 10?
Okay, fine.
I don't know. I don't know, if I'm honest.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, isn't it? Whereabouts actually is it? Yeah.
Maybe it's those ones on the side. You know?
Yeah,
right here, man. Yeah, the one that clicks.
The one that shouldn't click but does.
I believe that is unfortunately Robin's victory, Martin. 5-3 to Robin as we go into question number 10.
Very good.
Sorry, Martin.
But you still...
Sorry, listeners.
It's all right.
You can still bring this back a little bit.
Yes.
Question number 10. Who is the world's highest paid athlete in 2021?
2021?
2021.
Genuinely no idea.
Oh my God. Yes, Martin.
Is it. Crap. What's his name? Patrick Mahomes,
Who's
It's
that?
not Patrick Mahomes. Who's that?
NFL quarterback.
Oh, okay. I was thinking NFL as well. And there's the really famous one who
Got someone else in mind.
Stephen Colbert's always joking about. What's his name? Brody?
Jason.
Something. Graham? Brody? Adam Brody? I don't know what his name is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know who you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It's not Brody. It's close.
Go ahead, have a guess.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah, that's his
But
name.
No, it's not Tom Brady. It's
not.
interesting.
Tom Brady,
Why
okay.
are you both going for national NFL? Are they
Can they
particularly
get
really
paid
high
loads?
They earn a lot.
I thought
It's the major sports for money are NFL. Well, basically baseball has some big contracts, but not massively. NFL, soccer, football, like Messi and Ronaldo, but they've gone down a bit, I think, recent years because they're getting old. And then, of course, basketball, so NBA stars, which there's two that come to mind. There's
I'll give you a clue.
Steph Curry. Oh, yeah.
So I give you both a clue at this point?
Okay.
It's
Sure.
none of those sports that you just listed, Martin.
Oh, that's a
Not
shocker.
even baseball.
That's a shocker.
Oh, 2021. Are we? I mean, you could if you. Are we
Huh.
going literally by contracts of the sports? Or are we going?
Yeah, is
just by
this
how much they
athletes
earn?
who are still
How much
going?
they
Because I
earn
could,
in that
otherwise-
year?
Oh, okay. It's
Okay.
Conor McGregor then.
I don't believe you buzzed, Martin.
Oh, yeah, he's MML.
We have
MMA.
buzzers in this quiz.
Yeah.
We need to respect the buzzers, please. Okay. I mean, Robin didn't try and steal it from you, so fair enough. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Conor McGregor probably.
It is Conor McGregor, yes. Well done, Martin.
well done.
Yeah, $180 million he made last year.
What? Is he the one who was MMA and went for boxing?
He fought Floyd Mayweather. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
why? Was that last year? Is that why he got so rich?
Was that 2020? He broke his leg last year and he's out for the whole year. So I think
Oh
it's probably
no!
from.
I feel so sorry
probably
for
from
him.
his- He also launched a whiskey brand a few years earlier and launched a
Really?
few pubs and
Okay.
stuff and did other bits and pieces.
Well, you know,
Oh, his leg snapped in half. It was bad.
I mean, I'm sure it was, but you know, he can't work whilst his leg heals. Oh no! He only made
Yeah, I know,
180
right?
million.
Would you
Yeah.
get your legs broken in half for $180 million?
Look at the pictures of Conor McGregor's leg snapped, and then
I
probably
don't really
probably
want
not.
to.
No.
Thank
How
you,
did he
though.
break it? Was it in the ring?
I watched
was he
it
in the arena?
live, and he basically he was fighting against a guy called Dustin Poirier, and he kicks him on like the elbow area, and obviously does some damage there. And then like he steps back onto his ankle, and it just kind of gave away and like snapped at like the shin bone. Really, really horrible. Yeah, really nasty. But it was weird because like a couple of weeks earlier, another fighter basically did the same thing. He kicked someone's knee. He kicked someone's leg, and they checked it with their knee. So like moved their knee, and it basically snapped his leg at the shin in half. It's horrible. Chris Weidman. Yeah, it was grim. That was really bad, and they were like a couple of weeks apart. So that's what you get for watching that one live. Yeah, it sounded like a gunshot went off. It was horrible.
That's why I don't like watching those kind of sports live, and like gymnastics and the Olympics. I always cringe watching that.
Yeah.
Gideon Sanders said in the comments they just looked it up, and according to Forbes, it's actually Messi. And all I'll say to that is, what are you doing Googling? You've just barred yourself from future quizzes. Caught red-handed in the cookie
In that case,
jar.
wait a second. Wait a second.
But then Messi doesn't pay tax, does he? He's done for tax evasion. So
is he?
You know, if he paid tax, he might not be up there.
The thing is, I feel like there's probably different answers depending on the slight wording
it's
of the
how you measure it,
question
right?
and how you measure
Because
it.
it's also like mute pop artists as well. Like Madonna years ago for being the highest paid pop artist in the world, but it was because she'd just done a tour and it was the biggest selling tour ever. But she was easily outstripped for income by, you know, Taylor Swift or whoever it was who just released an album. All the royalties alone was, you know, so it's kind of like, yeah, how do you measure it? When celebrities reach a certain level, measuring how much they get paid is kind of an impossible task, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so many income streams coming in, aren't there? Just from random stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, from his salary, Lionel Messi is more than Conor McGregor. $97 million Lionel Messi's salary, as well as $33 million in endorsements. Conor McGregor, on the other hand, has $22 million salary winnings, but his endorsements are $158 million. So there you go. In total, Conor McGregor it made more last year.
At a certain point, you stop taking the winnings, don't you? you don't need to win.
Matter anymore. Yeah.
Well, he didn't win.
I suppose not.
He fought twice and lost the first one, got knocked out, and then snapped his leg in the second. He had a great year.
Oh, dear.
Would you both like the bonus question?
Yes,
I love the bonus
And
question.
you should both get this answer straight away. It is closest wins, but you should both be on it straight away. So here we go. Bonus question. How many windows are there in New York City?
Space.
See what you did there. That was nice.
I actually don't know who buzzed first then, who came through. I think
you go for it, Robin, because I went for it the first time.
I don't mind. You can go first. Yeah.
What was it? It was like 32 million, did you say? 32 million?
I thought you said 32 and a half.
32 and a half, okay.
So Martin's 32 million, Robin's 32 and a half.
Yeah.
Robin is closer. Well done. You're both very close. Your retention is very good. It's 32.75 million windows in New York City. And this is, of course, an estimate. It's
what?
A very rough
You mean
estimate.
no one's counted?
No one's gone round and counted.
What are you talking about? Is that windows in full repair? Or if a window's been smashed, does that discount?
Recount it,
Windows 95. Dun, 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 dun.
This is an estimate because this is like a popular interview question, isn't it? Like a general knowledge. That's like a good one. Logical reasoning. The answer doesn't matter, but it's how you get to your answer kind of thing.
How many windows are there? Yeah.
But someone actually went and did the maths.
Martin.
Yes.
As you said that Windows 95 joke.
Yeah.
I feel like New York is more likely to run iOS because it is the Big Apple.
Nice. I like it. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Well, you inspired that one.
Possibly true.
Yep. I'm checking the comments. Andy Jones got 33 million, so he was paying attention. Well done, Andy Jones.
Yeah, I mean, technically it's closer. But 32 million was mentioned in the answer, right?
That's what you said. 32, yeah.
So it's like, so you said 32,700,000.
He was in there straight
technically
away,
closer. Yeah.
I'm going to give him the point. So neither of you get the point for that. So.
I think I'll scroll back to there. Oh my gosh, yeah. Lovely comments. People are really into the quiz today, yeah.
Spiffing says, how much does Ronnie Pickering earn?
I imagine it's Ronnie Pickering nowhere near as much.
Who is
Ronnie Pickering?
He's like an amateur boxer, I think.
Who's that? Ronnie Pickering. This is in the video.
And I didn't give the answers from the last question. A lot of people said Tom Brady. A lot of Ronaldo's. Messi's.
Oh, that's what you were going for, Robin.
Yeah, Tom. That was my attempt. Yeah, can't remember his name.
Did anyone say Conor McGregor? I don't think anyone said.
That's me.
Oh, just Martin.
Unless I've missed it. Martin. In which case, I'm very sorry. But yeah, well done, guys. Thank you for taking part in my quiz. And congratulations. Congratulations, Robin. Well done in your victory. Oh, I need to actually.
Oh my gosh.
I need to add your point to the board.
It'll never be this good again. I can't believe it.
There you go.
I feel like it took me at least half a season to reach this score last time. And then
you want to run. You want to roll.
And you two both got 5 or 6, and I was just there behind with 2.
I'm really upset with my zero score on that board at the moment.
You've now got 2 in a row, Alex, to get some points on the board.
That's true. You got 2, yeah. 2 attempts in a row.
Bites of the cherry.
Hopefully.
So no pressure. It'll be more dramatic if we're all even Stevens throughout the season, won't it?
Exactly.
But before we end the podcast this week, of course, I've got to read out the answer to the riddle. Which
what was it again?
Just as a reminder, what do you throw out when you want to use it, but take in when you don't want to use it? Did either of you have any guesses for this?
You want to use it.
Want to use it.
Take in when you don't want to use it.
Take in.
Yeah.
Something inside your house, right? It sounds like it's going to be something inside your house. I don't know, litter. I don't know.
Sort of yeah.
Take out when you want to use it, or
take out when you want to use it. Take it in when you don't want to use it.
You throw out when you want to use it, but take in when you don't want to use it.
The key is in the verbs, right? You throw this thing out.
Someone in the comments has got it already.
Throwing it out. It's not going to be literal, is it? It's going to be figurative.
Is it? Do I have to
if you
buzz?
haven't got it, if you haven't got it now, then
Yeah, I was
go
just
on, go on, have a
wild
guess
guess.
if you want, Mark.
Is it
You don't have
knowledge?
to buzz. It's not knowledge. No, that's too
No.
abstract.
Oh, okay. I've just had a look in the older comment section, and
Oh, so
people
you've
are
cheated. Okay, yeah, go on, Martin.
Right.
not
Go and
cheating.
tell us.
No, I've had my go. But there's more than one answer here. There's more than one answer to work.
Oh, okay.
Some people have said parachute. Some people have said net, and some people have said anchor. They all work.
Anchor, that's a good one.
Anchor is the
Yeah.
correct answer that I had, but I'm sure there is more than one that actually works with this. But yes, anchor is the answer that I had for this one. So well
Very
done
clever.
Very good.
to anyone who
Very
guessed
clever.
anchor. So congratulations.
Right. Nice.
So
Very
thank
good.
you, everyone, for listening to this week's podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube so you can watch us live this time next week, 9 p.m. BST, or when does the clocks go
Well,
back?
as the clock's changed,
I don't know.
So it's the end of, I think, the third weekend of October, right? 20th-ish. 20-ish.
Yeah, something like that. So 9
Yeah.
p.m.
Something like that in
yeah.
October, yeah.
around that time.
just check your time zones.
Just check it out.
We'll be here. We'll be here at 9 in London time.
Oh, Angelos87 says, cheers for keeping up the good vibes. See you next week. Yeah.
I'll see you next
See you
week.
soon.
And if you're not sick of us as well, maybe consider becoming one of our amazing Patreon supporters. You'll get access to a huge backlog of Patreon exclusive episodes, as well as access to our Discord, which is full of just interesting people. Thank you so much for anyone who is supporting us, either as a YouTube member or on Patreon. You're really keeping the lights on here. So thank you so much. Anything else to say, fellas, or is that it?
Just thank you. Thanks for your company, and we'll see
Cheers.
you next time.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Bye.